So this is just the recap for Friday the 9th of February. Over the past couple of days we've had quite a significant amount of difficulty. We lost several 250k accounts. We made up pretty much all the rookie mistakes you can think of. We added to losers, we moved stops, we didn't respect our stops, we risked the entire account because our ego got involved. Just really bad discipline, and trading didn't. So we mentioned that was taking the stops. Traded traded quite a bit of size after seeing the strategy we're using at the time. After seeing maybe a day or so or a couple of trades of positive outcomes, we decided to double the size, which didn't work in our favor. We identified areas which were of some significance, and we decided, because we're in the opposite position, we're in opposition to that in terms of where our targets were, what we wanted the market to do. We didn't respect our fundamentals, not fundamentals in terms of market fundamentals in terms of the structure of the market, in terms of areas where they are selling, where we say supply and demand or support and resistance. We didn't respect those areas, and we paid significantly for that with us losing several accounts. Today came in, started in a similar vein, didn't use the plan that we initially decided to set out at the start of the day. Eventually bought ourselves back and decided to actually go with the plan. Now, we were trading an auxiliary account in the background. We did lose that auxiliary account, and we came in and we're using a significant amount of size, and we lost that auxiliary account. Losing that account was actually fortunate for the main account on stream, because we took a trade there that we didn't take on the main account, which made the main account was able to survive, and it made us have the realization that we should cut size by more than 50% from losing the auxiliary account. We did, however, take a trade with the full size on the main account. That worked out in our favor, fortunately. We then, after that, cut the size to what we what we decided would be best based on the performance of the auxiliary account. So we cut the size by more than 50%. We've had a fairly high amount of in terms of accuracy, and we were able to get the account up by a fair amount, similar to what we have lost in the previous days in losing accounts. So our stop out of the account, that's pretty much what we made today. And before we look at the trade statistics, we'll just have a look at what we did. Some of these include the auxiliary account, so it does look like quite a bit of executions. The numbers up here as well also includes the auxiliary account in terms of commissions and the overall P&L, number of trades and so on. We came into the market, you can see around here, around 10:40 Eastern Standard Time. That's when we were having difficulties early on. Felt some FOMO, trying to get in, getting out, getting in, getting out. And till we actually had to just say to ourselves, look, we just got to stick to the plan, follow the plan. Came in, we had the CPI news. Had some CPI news at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Had a pullback, perfect test of the 875, which was a previous all-time high, around the 875. Had a bounce to the upside. Now came into the market after the market has already gone up 120 or so points. Again, we were taking the trades as set up by our system. We identified this area here around the 18,000. We saw the pullback from that level. We kind of thought, well, this being difficult. I think we did take a loss. We took a loss here, but managed to get back in a couple of times. bring back some of the losses, but the loss was still there. And follow the plan. It's just that our target was just out of reach inside this area that has been resistance. I didn't know it would be as significant as it turned out to be, but did think we would have enough just to get there before retesting the highs at around 107.50, 18,750. Didn't do that, sold off, and that's where we had the difficulties. Entered a short, identify this area as being an area of possible support, and was able to get our take profit pretty much to the tick before the market turned around, set up long, got in long. The actual profit was inside what had been this resistance area, managed to get that, and that's where we are today. That's where we're wrapping up right now. Now, I was thinking about continuing for the day, but mentally I am exhausted. It is a Friday, and after the week I've had over the past couple of losing accounts after account after account, I'm just happy to get this win under my belt just to build back a little bit of confidence going into next week. So I'm not going to push my luck. I'm going to end it here, and let's get over the statistics. So these are our statistics here on the trade performance. As you can see, first we went into that bit of a drawdown, and that was due to coming in still a bit of a hangover from the previous days, taking things which weren't part of the new system that we've decided to use today, and we did go into a bit of a drawdown there, a small drawdown, but going into a bit of a drawdown before we finally decided to stick with the system. Was fortunate that the auxiliary account took the significant loss, and we got the main account with the large size, managed to get a winner, which was fortunate for us. I believe that brought us all the way up to here, and from there we used reduced size, and we just slowly built back the account, and that's where we end up today. As you can see, that's the final number. I will go over to the summary. There we are. Had losses, those are not going to probably be the norm. High profit factor, that may not be the norm again. Fairly small drawdown, again that probably won't be the norm. Didn't have any losses of any significance on this account anyway, because we did lose an auxiliary account. So full disclosure, we did lose an auxiliary account, and if we would have took that loss into this account would be not be in the state it currently is. So was fortunate there. There's the average trades. Average winner is bigger than average loser. That's been an issue in the past couple of days. Average winner, average loser. As you can see, there's the ratio. Largest winner being what it is there, and largest loser. So these numbers may be unusual because the high degree of accuracy may not be that way going forward, but what I did notice was with the news of the CPI, the market tended to have a more flowing action. It wasn't choppy, range bound. It had more flow to it, so moves down were smoother, moves up were smoother. I think those are based on the strategy that I use today. Those are the conditions where it's going to operate best. In range in tight markets, it's not going to be great. It's going to be going to some significant drawdown, so we do have to be aware of that. So this isn't the holy grail. This isn't necessarily the answer at the moment. Is the answer today? We still have to iron out a few kinks and so on. And I think that pretty much covers everything. And let's see. I suppose we could go back to the analysis page, and we could go to the half an hour of significance. As you can see, around 11, 11:30 and 12 Eastern Standard Time, we made the most significant contributions. That 11:30 period being, of course, the most important. So this is the exit time. Let's change that to entry time. Oh, there we are. Entry time. That's where we need to be. So entry time, that 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time seems to be more significant. Didn't do so well at 11:30, and 5 did okay as well. Having this sort of return at 11 is actually unusual on my overall statistics. Normally during the 10:30 to 11:30 period is when I have my most significant drawdowns. So it was somewhat unusual today, but then again we did have the CPI news, which allowed the market to flow more smoothly and trend a little bit more, which actually worked in my favor. And if you've watched the video to this point, thank you for watching. And if you've subscribed, think about subscribing. Thanks, have a great day.